Yes, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Cam, and in this video I want to talk about the paleo diet. Now, the paleo diet was something that was requested by someone I actually used to go to school with. He was wondering if it was an effective way to lose weight, and yeah, he just wants to know if the paleo diet is a really good way to lose weight. So this video is probably not going to start the way you wanted it to, because you're probably expecting me to say, yes, the paleo diet's an amazing diet, like you can lose tons of weight and you know it's going to be really successful. But here's my opinion on it. I think the paleo diet is absolute bullshit, because it's not sustainable in the long term. It's really not a sustainable diet to go on in the long term. And if someone who's new into fitness, or someone who just wants to change their body but doesn't understand sort of the principles behind either losing weight or gaining weight, they're going to find it difficult to be on a paleo diet, because it's a diet where you're going to have to be cutting out a lot of foods. Now, a lot of those foods that you're going to be cutting out are things like dairy, so that means like no cheese, no butter. Like, imagine going to have toast in the morning or have like a bagel in the morning and you can't even put butter on it, or like even a piece of cheese. That's going to suck. You can't eat things like grains, you can't eat things like legumes, you can't drink alcohol. So there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to cut out in order for this diet to be successful. But that being said, paleo diet is very, very effective if you're someone who's health conscious and wants to, just be really healthy. Even if your goal is to gain weight, well, we're not specifically talking about gaining weight, we're talking about losing weight. But even if it is, it's a very clean way of going about it. But back to my opinion, I just don't think the paleo diet is worth it, because as I said before, if you're someone who's new to trying to get in shape, you're gonna be cutting out all those foods that you like in order to drop fat. And the truth of the matter is, you actually don't have to do that. Now, here's what I would suggest. I would suggest finding how many calories your body needs in order to maintain its weight, and then drop that back by 300 calories, 300 to 400 calories. And once you've done that, once you've calculated all that stuff using a BMR calculator, I'll leave a link in the description below to a BMR calculator, which basically means basal metabolic rate, but I'm not going to get into that because that's for another video. So what I would do is I would drop my calories back by 300, and then what I'd do is I would incorporate foods that I like. Don't just go and eat a bunch of bull crap because that's what you enjoy and that's all you want to eat. You can lose weight that way. Like, even there was a study out there that this professor from university, he wanted to show his students that he could actually lose weight by eating McDonald's. It worked perfectly. Like, he lost weight, but his insides and his health, very questionable. So I wouldn't necessarily go about eating junk food while losing weight. I would still incorporate some of the quote-unquote clean foods, so eating things like brown rice, sweet potatoes, all the kind of quote-unquote bro foods. I would incorporate some of those foods just to keep up overall health, because what's the point of having a good looking body, or what's the point of slimming down but your insides are still fucked up? You don't want that. So what I would recommend is eat half clean and then don't eat half clean, or eat some days where you are eating clean and then eat some days where you aren't eating clean, so like a cheat day type thing. But the key thing is, the key takeaway from this all is that you have to be in a caloric deficit no matter what diet you're on. Even if you're on the paleo diet, you're eating clean, you're eating like things like nuts, you're eating things like lean meats, you're eating fresh vegetables. If you are in a caloric surplus, meaning you're taking in more energy than your body needs on that paleo diet, you're going to gain weight regardless of what diet it is. So my advice would be just, the key thing is to understand here is that you have to be in a caloric deficit no matter what diet you're on. And going back to the thing I said about the whole professor doing the McDonald's experiment, that kind of just backs it up. You got to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. So no matter what diet you're on, make sure you're in a caloric deficit. That is all. But yeah, I hope that helped. I hope that was useful in some way, and I hope that you got some value from this. But for me, I just don't see the paleo diet as something valuable for someone who wants to get into, or wants to get the body in shape, or just wants to change their lifestyle or change their mentality around fitness. Yes, it's very, very good for health. There's so many different health benefits from doing the paleo diet, but in terms of losing fat, there are so much more enjoyable ways of doing that, and you don't have to cut out the foods you like. Like, I'm on my cutting phase right now. I've lost over like 10 pounds already, and I'm still eating things like Oreos, I'm still eating things like donuts. Like, it's all about how many calories your body's taking. It's all about the energy. Are you expending more energy through your workouts than you are taking in your body through your food? And that's what matters. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful. But just remember, you don't have to cut out all the foods you like in order to drop body fat. It's all about the caloric deficit. Take it easy. Peace.